I am so confused right now. Wasn't the literal last episode we recorded that cost $500? Is the price different for every map? I don't honestly know. Don't really even know what to think about it either. So that's like a what kind of thing? But yeah, anyway, hello. I'm your host, KRM Now. A little baffled by how the prices apparently change in this game. But that's beside the point. It's a nice, lovely morning. It's 7:12, which I know. I probably get up a lot earlier than a lot of you think I do. Considering I've been up for an hour, I've eaten breakfast, taken a shower, brushed my teeth. So I've been a little busy. But you might be wondering, why am I making a video so early in the morning? That's because I have a fairly busy day planned out. I mean, today is my short day, right? I only have 2 classes. Also, one second, almost forgot. There we go. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, I only have 2 classes today. Each one's only about 45 minutes, right? So I have 2 small classes. But here's the thing. I have a lot of homework I need to get done. Kind of forgot the deer could be up here. Not the same button, but okay. Oh, I got real scared there for a second. My friend just texted me back, and I just texted my family good morning, like I normally do. And I normally say love you whenever I say good morning to my fam, because, I mean, they're your family. And, yeah, my friend is the one who texted me back, and I for real thought I just sent him love you, good morning. That would have been kind of awkward. Especially because I recently learned his girlfriend actually watches the memes I send him, because he thinks the memes I send are horrifying and stupid. His girlfriend loves him, which I think is hilarious. I'm his relationship's meme dealer. Yeah. I feed him memes, so his relationship may do well. Also, homie, if you do see this, because I know you're subscribed to this channel, I know how it be. Anyway, yeah. I got a lot of homework I need to get done. Technically, it's not, any of it's not due until Friday, but it's like, I'd rather get it done sooner rather than later, you know? Like, I'd prefer, instead of just being, like, sitting around doing nothing. I mean, I understand this isn't nothing. I know some people, at least, enjoy watching these things. And, like, I know a lot of people have actually gotten, like, good information out of this series. I mean, I know that because people have, like, actually messaged me on PlayStation and, like, hey, can you, like, play with me? Can you, like, help me? Like, I'm honestly honored that some of you guys, after seeing some of these stupid videos where I just rant for, like, an hour just about, actually care enough about my opinions in this stupid game to willingly ask if I can help. So it just mirrors that deer a little dark. I can't really tell because of the fog and plus he's facing the wrong way, but... Is he melanistic? Let's zoom in. I really can't tell with this fog. I mean, I see a bit of white on his chest, but I don't know how melanistic red deer work. I've never seen one. Actually, I think I've only seen one melanistic animal, and it was that one bison that we shot. Okay, well... I suppose I'll shoot you. Yeah, with this, why not? Okay, just wait for it to go down. And up. Done for. Okay, so I shot him. The ones over there are probably running away. Sorry. Let me just check and make sure, though. Yes. Ooh, you were a nicer looking deer. Sorry. But you guys over here should still be fine. Yeah. Good, good, good. Well, you are an easy. Another easy. The only one facing away is a medium, huh? Oh? You wanting to turn? Well, I know I can probably just walk up on them for at least until I've hit about, oh, what was that? Oh, goats. Real nice. I could theoretically shoot at one of these goats. I'm gonna go to another message. My dad has just sent the same joke he's sent for the past, I think, 3 days. Like, you guys see that, right? Like, that deer is way darker than one normally would look. Like, I can't be the only one thinking that, right? Like, I don't know. You aren't even the same one, unless I've already crossed the ledge. Oh, yeah, but anyway. Maybe later I might do a homework stream again. Not stream, another homework video. Because I have a few things of homework. They're generally easy. I mean, one's prepping for a lab I have. Did that go just fall? But yeah, one's prepping for a lab that I have tomorrow. One is finishing the lab questions, which I already did all the hard stuff during the lab, so that's easy enough. I have to put in scores for a bunch of quiz grades I did. And I gotta make a small presentation, I believe, based off of an article of my choosing. I picked a real cool one. It was about, apparently there are elk populations somewhere that are like, they're trying to migrate into the towns to get food that's normally been there. So the communities are kind of like dropping food into the middle of like the wilderness to hope the elk stay there. And it's hilarious. Like, they're basically feeding the elk to keep them from getting closer to their homes. I should probably crouch by now. I don't know how close I am yet. Oh, I guess I'm within 100. So I gotta be real careful, eh? Hey, Irish. Oh, did I spook them all? I didn't spook them all. But you aren't the one I was looking at. Where is he? So is it just like a darker than average normal deer? I guess that's fine and all, but that's kind of like a little lame. Okay. Well, let's see. I'm definitely gonna go for you first, but if I'm real quick, I might be able to hit that medium there. I mean, hit the small too. So 3, 2, 1, up. Nope, couldn't do it. Oh well. Oh wait, and I forgot completely about this one over here, eh? Well, at least we got 2. Nothing crazy, but still, it's nice. Oh yeah, but anyway, in terms of the homework, I got that, which is real neat. Nothing difficult. I got a... Actually, is that it? I got the lab thing, I got the thing where I put my... Oh, I have a test for or a quiz for ornithology. If I remember right, it only has like 9 questions. Or less, I don't know. So that'll be generally easy considering, you know. I mean, the only way it could actually give me problems is if it asks, like, for the amount of toes on the birds. Because, like, I'll be honest, I kind of skimped out on the notes for, like, the toes. Because I thought, oh, I see him. Don't need that anymore. I'll just put the marker white on top of him. But yeah, I mean, those first few slides of birds, he was moving quick. I didn't get all the details of them. But Anyway. Yeah, so I got a quiz. That thing. How am I spotting something I physically can't see? Like, I spotted him and I couldn't even see the glow. Ugh, stupid. Anyway. Yeah, actually, I think that's all. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4 things. That's not as much as I thought it was. Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? You know what? Let's try this one again. It's been a good little while since we've been over there, at least, so... You know, that might be something good. But yeah, I might do a homework stream in that. You know, do the classic thing, go out to Leighton Lake, or maybe Hirschenfelden, because that place has a place that, for the longest time, was called the Golden Spot. It was just so populous. I mean, it was crazy. Because it was like... I'll be honest, a lot of the zones that I remember from way back in the day were counted as amazing. Because, if I remember right, the Call of the Wild game before this, like the game the developers of this one made first, had places that the community called golden spots, which were basically like either bugged or just really broken spots that were just where everything was. And I've shown some of those, but I'll be honest, the effectivity have gone down massively. It's kind of... They're still decent-ish spots, it's just... They're not as good as they used to be. Like that spot I've stuck my tripod right in the middle of in Layton Lake. Back in the day when they first added, like, the tripods, and before that, that entire area was just unbeatable. If you went there any time of the day, you would either find a large amount of elk, moose, or whitetail and blacktail. It was either you were going to find everything or a lot of one. And that's how it was for almost as long as I can remember it. But eventually, they fixed it, and I don't know when they did it. They probably didn't fix it, they probably just made it normal, I guess. Because the reason why that spot in particular was so great, it was because you know the area, it's like a big triangle, right? Two areas cross over to get to one side. Well, here's the thing. They messed that up whenever they were making the area. They made a lot of it count as underwater, like not river, like fully under. So the animals saw it, right? And their AI was going, nope, that's not somewhere I can walk. I need to go around. So they did. They went around, and that was... Oh, come on. You're hard, too. Oh well. Maybe I probably should have stopped running a while ago, but... Oh well. There will probably be plenty things out here. I mean, this place is annoying to get to, but it's never not been good. Like, there's always been at least a little bit of things around. You're still here? No, you are a bigger boy. What are you doing here, buddy? What? Where on earth did you go? Oh well. Not my problem anymore, he got away. Anyway, yeah. There was that and like 3 other places that I knew. I mean, there was obviously that place and the elk place, which I think I showed you guys on stream, or not stream, on video. But it's nowhere near as good as it used to be. Like, back in the day, you could go there and be swarmed by elk in a matter of minutes. It was great. I do wish they kind of like kept some of those times, because it's like, I mean, some of those places the way they were, just because it's like, this game, if you don't know exactly where you need to go, and what times you need to go, it's kind of difficult to like get things. So areas that just in general have a high quantity of animals is always, in my opinion at least, pretty good. What? What is this? What? Y'all see that? Oh, there's a thing right there, a medium. I mean, he's obviously the biggest one here, so I'll go after him, of course, but what is up with that? Was that going on earlier? See, there it is. But it's in a different place now? That is really weird. I'm fairly sure this wasn't that way a few minutes ago. Well, glitch or no... Oh, did it fix it? No, it did not fix itself. No. Glitch or not, I can still kill things like this. He's a nice little deer to get. And it looks like he's about 300 out. There you are. Okay. Okay, let's get shouldered up. Not do that. Or I guess we're just gonna flail around. That's the thing I really don't like about this scope. It makes you wobble way too much. You didn't realize the scopes are what affect the wobble. Sometimes it's the gun. The gun has like a baseline amount. I thought there was something behind you. Nope. You're a 28. You're smaller, but there's no way I'm gonna get a shot on him. That was a good shot, I think. Yeah, we got him. Irish, if you wouldn't mind, kind of nudging over. Not closer to me, I meant like further away. Ah, I thought I'd hit it. Nice. I was probably aiming way off, though. Okay, you look like a good target. 3, 2... That might have been a little low. I hit it. Hey. I will take all those, gladly. So that was a very hard, a medium, and what was that last one? Was it a medium or a hard? Don't know. Don't really care enough either. What's that? No. Because I remember at one point, I had hunted this place so prolifically, it was just... things just kind of stopped spawning here for a while. Like that one spot right here, I think. Ooh, hey look, the need zone's disappeared again. That's the thing, though, that I think is crazy. If you hunt one place just too effectively, the need zones might just disappear. Oh boy, my dad just realized everyone in the family's woken up, so he started sending everyone TikToks. Don't get me wrong, I love these things, but I think it's kind of funny too. We should be getting close to the first shot. Because we hit him by the water's edge. Ah, here it is. I guess I did get long. Nice. Oh, there he is. Lovely little buddy. So you were the medium. I hit you with the right gun, so I'm going to say you're a silver. Nice. And we hit dead center lung. I guess he was quartered a little more than I thought he was, but hey, that's good for us at least. Well, my goodness. That's been so many texts. So many. Still kind of bummed out that I couldn't get that very hard whenever we first showed up, but then again, whenever you enter an area, like whenever you enter a lake by need zones, it's fairly difficult to get the first animal you see. Normally because they're going to be like right on you, unless like, because here's this. We could go down and try and like get down safely to get to these spots, the actual need zones. Or we could come up from here, which would take longer, but would put us right into the zones. Kind of like how this house right here has need zones right here. But let's be honest, you spawn in and you start walking, you're already extremely close to those deer. And they're almost definitely going to run away from you. Oh, here's the blood. Oh, it went this way. And you might be wondering, why aren't you using Irish as much as you used to? Like, I mean, it's mostly because in the past few times, like, I still play this game without you guys. Because it's just a game I like, right? Wait, what? I think something is really going funky with my game, because look at that. This game did not have that weird circle right there before. I know that. Ooh, nice gold. Nice. Hit him more quartered. Could have been better, but oh well. But yeah. I was talking about normal stuff earlier, wasn't I? I could like talk about game mechanics, but that might be a little nerdy. Oh, you aren't the deer I just shot. You are another deer. So are you. What? Are you? You guys are back. You know what? The duck. And then there's some good arboreal duck, huh? You'd probably at most be a gold, so I'm just gonna absolutely blast you with this thing. Go down a little, now up slightly, and you're dead. I love how sometimes with this gun, if you get a good shot from close enough, they drop and are on the ground, and the health bar meter thing is still going down, because the game just can't register that you dropped it that fast. Because this game isn't used to... Oh, hey, that's a new need zone. It's neat. That is... I can get a good... Back up a little. Oh, I can hit that easy peasy. Okay, down. Boom. Yep. Oh, you are kidding me. It's not even doing the limpy thing, so I think I totally missed. And he was right about there, so... was right about there, so I probably swiveled a little and hit the rocks. Oh well. Well, hey, I mean, at least we found a new spot. And we did get one of the two, at least. Oh, man, you guys ever have one of those sneezes that just, like, clears out your sinuses? And it feels feels like you can breathe for the first time in days. Oh. Oh man, that's a good sneeze right there. Whew. I think that's the blood. Yeah, there it is. So you went uphill, eh? Not the most common, but hey. Here's a fun fact for this game and in real life. If you shoot a deer, most of the time, it's not gonna go uphill whenever it runs away. If it doesn't get the chance to run, that is. Oh, there you are. That's because deer already don't like going uphill. They don't like overusing their energy, right? I mean, why would they? I mean, most of the time there's no point in going all crazy, doing a lot of junk. Oh, sweet. I could shoot at them, but the one I'd want to shoot at is way too far back and not at the right angle. I say way too far back, he's at the 300, so I could make a shot, but it's just not an angle I'm comfortable shooting at. Like, I can shoot that angle from, like, 150 maybe, but 300 is a no-go for me, dog. And it looks like the 7 did not die. Oh, well. Oh, hello. Good to see ya. Okay, so we need to head over there. Okay. Yeah, this is red. But anyway, what was I going on about? I don't remember. But yeah, I plan on doing a homework video later. It's been a little while since we've done one of those, haven't it? Oh, hey, shut up, you little duck. I don't care about you. Ah, here's the bud. And the other one's probably just a flesh shot, and from that far it wouldn't kill it. Maybe if I was at a 150 it would have, but this close it's a no. Yeah. So, it's been a while since I've done a homework video, hasn't it? Because I think the last one I did was last semester, so about a month, right? Wow. Anyway, hello, Mr. Deer. How are you doing? Lovely. Blew out your shoulder, too. That's a trick, though. You want to aim for, like, low shoulder on most deer, because if you aim for the low shoulder, you're probably going to hit lung. And with that, if you hit it right, you're going to take out its shoulder, too. And, you know, most of the time, whenever you blow something's legs off, it doesn't really get a chance to run. If it does, it won't go that farther. But yeah. You know what would be a fun idea one of these times? Because I know a spot that's apparently got a ton of duck. Which is actually this spot right here. You can just sit right there, considering it's counted as water. But you can fully lay down. You can just go there and sit. And duck will come to you, because they think it's water, so they'll come there and sit. And duck and birds, most birds, normally the waterfowl, the ones that fly in, they'll fly in at all times of the day, because generally they don't have many other need zones, and if they do, normally it's very close to the water. So you can find the duck at their need zones almost the entire time. And the thing is, the duck don't have a decrease in their spawn rate, or they don't leave if you overhunt them in one area. Yeah, so I checked my... Well, I didn't check. He's told me. My cousin's told me that he still plays this game a lot, too. I mean, we talk about yada yada yada. Anyway. Keep getting off track. But yeah. Apparently, he hunts duck so prolifically down there, just below us. Because I told him it was an amazing spot for stick and red deer, which back in the day it was. Now it's not as good. It still's got a decent amount of sick deer, a few red deer. But, oh, the duck. The duck are just kind of involved with that place beyond what would be considered normal. Like, it is wild. You a piebald? No, you're just a lighter color. And you, ooh, you're nice. Hello there. Good ma'am. I could shoot you with my shotgun if I really wanted to. Actually, let's see. Trivial. Minor, ooh. I think the highest rating a duck can go to is 3, I think. I'm not 100% on that, but I think its highest is 3. And you are at 150 mark. I hope you're ready to have your back blown out, buddy. I'm sorry. Can you go down? Yep, you're dead. And you're going to be floating, aren't you? Yep. Okay, let's get down. I wonder. Definitely not as realistic as the last game. Okay, yeah, you're the one I want. You're at roughly the 300 mark, I'd say. Okay, now just go down, please. Up a little. Boom. That was a nice shot right there. But sadly, we have to sit here and wait for our thing to just wash in. Where is it about now? I still wish that they either like removed the whole they float through the water thing, or if anything, at least make it faster, because this is just ridiculous. Having to sit here and just slowly wait for something to float in. Like, I can understand, this is so, like, things don't get lost in the water, like, especially for, like, the crocodile, because you shoot them, they go hide in the water to die, so if it wasn't for this, they'd just be lost there. But it's so stupid having to just sit here, like, I've been sitting here for about a minute, probably will be about 2 minutes by the time it gets over here. I mean, sure, it's about a meter a second. Like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And maybe a few, like 1.5 to 2 meters a second, I don't know. But it's slow whenever I can do. And that's not a really good judge. Oh, I was crouching too. Oh. Come to me, my dear. Thank you. Okay, let's go collect the next one, in which will be the last of this video. Because not long after I pick this one up, I'm going to have to go to my first class, ornithology. Which I think we're learning about corvids, or whatever their species, genus name is. Oh, I think the genus is corvid. I think. I'm not sure. It's a bird, it's a crow, it's a raven. We all know them. But yeah. I plan on doing a homework stream whenever I get back, just because I got things I gotta do, so why not do them for you? I'm honestly kind of glad that the whole bandwagon bonfire thing of all those people watching my videos is gone down significantly, because even though I don't do anything in particular for these videos, it's kind of stressful. Like, the thought of having so many people actively watching is just wild. Like, it wasn't difficult, it wasn't really bad or anything, it was just kind of like, why? Like, don't get me wrong. If I ever blew up, got enough subscribers to, like, get money and, like, somehow, I'm saying somehow isn't, like, crazy, like, got enough to where I didn't have to, like, worry about work or anything like that, I'd be just dumbfounded, honestly. Like, I wouldn't know what to think. Because let's be honest, for most people, myself included, that is just such a outlandish kind of thought, like something that doesn't sound real. In all fairness, it probably shouldn't be real. Is this the blood? Nice. But, hey, there are people who've gotten so famous that the entire internet is throwing a fit because one of them is leaving. And the thing is, he's already said he's not fully leaving. He's just, like, giving the majority of the work over to other people. Like, really. I can understand being upset that someone you've been watching since you were a child is moving on. So I've been watching him since I was a kid, too. Did I overly like his content? No, not really. I couldn't really care. I understand. MatPat, game theories. A lot of people loved him, a lot of people like that stuff. Personally, I didn't really see the appeal in it. Like, I can understand liking his stuff. Yeah, 100%. He's a good creator. He put actual effort into his videos. Unlike some people, I wonder who, as I get stuck into trees. But yeah. He kind of deserves where he got. There are a lot of people who I don't think deserved it. Like, honestly, in my opinion, you can hate me for this, but I don't think PewDiePie deserved to get as famous as he did. He was just kind of... He did a few things, but I never really liked him. Like, overly. Like, because... I don't know, I just felt like it was a bit over the top, the stuff he was kind of doing. Like... Huh? You guys must have been those deer I saw earlier. Yeah. But it was like... I don't know, I felt like it was just like... Because now, some of his older videos that I've seen, I was like, yeah, these are not bad. These are pretty chill. I think it was just... I found his channel at the time where he was like... colorful haired, yelling about everything, just... how most of the YouTubers were. Really. Like, there was a time where they were specifically targeting a younger audience, while still trying to be for a more adult crowd, right? Because they would still swear, use profanity, but they would color their hair and overreact to the smallest details. Like, even Markiplier did that. I found Markiplier after he finished all that. Like, whenever he'd already settled down, chilled out. Jacksepticeye, well, I mean, he just had different kinds of content. Like, he played... I think it's just I liked the games that he played in particular, is what made me like him. and I liked Markiplier's demeanor whenever I found his channel. But PewDiePie, whenever I found his stuff, it was just... At the time, I saw it as obnoxious, like an obnoxious cash grab. And he was just playing games that everyone else had already played. But now that he's, like, kind of settled down, I think he's actually quit YouTube. I respect him as a person, because he did what a lot of people did. He did well for himself. He made people happy. And then he got to live happy himself. A lot of people don't get that. Personally, I didn't like the stuff that he made. Not all of it, especially in the early time, but really. But that's an actual good example, like, PewDiePie, even though I didn't like his stuff at the beginning, I can understand now, a lot of it was good, right? It was just, I tuned in at the bad time. But, there were people like Tobuscus. He was in his heyday, right? He had, I think he had a short, like a YouTube series, right? Like a movie series of sorts. He was gaming, he had his singing, he had so much stuff going for him. And then some chick, I think his ex or something, falsely accused him of, like, abuse or something. Which now is openly known to be false. But almost everything is collapsed in on him. He's doing better now, but I don't think he's going to make a full recovery back to where he was originally. Because he was one of the top dogs of YouTube. He was up there with Markiplier, Jack, PewDiePie. And yeah. Everything went bad for him real quick. He actually made a video recently, which actually got a ton of views. And it came about at the same time, because most of his audience were younger, like I was. I was fairly young when I found his channel, and I loved that stuff. It was amazing. But most of us were like, huh, I wonder what happened to this guy. Like, I remember watching him. Like, there were two channels for me that I thought like that. One of them was Venturian Tale, the other was Tobuscus. It was like, man, I watched this video a ton whenever I was younger. I wonder whatever happened to them. So you search him up, and then you find all that stuff about Tobuscus, and it's like, his career was almost ruined. And now it's to where it is, and it's just like, oh man. I feel so bad for this guy. It's just like I don't really know how to put it into words. It's like a weird feeling watching someone that you used to watch so much just kind of nothing. And yes, this gun is easily able to drop those. Because if you didn't know, that is if you actually know what Venturian Tale is. It was an older YouTube channel, right? Back in the heyday, too. They weren't as popular as the other ones, but they were still pretty good. Like, they were a fairly popular site. And they had a very loyal fan base, right? Including me, and I'll be honest, that looks interesting. I'm gonna shoot it. Just blew that thing's neck out, huh? But yeah. And here's the story of what happened with them, real quick, because I don't have much time left. Yeah, I'm at 40 minutes. Basically, the tea on that is apparently their family was like super strict, religious, and all yada yada yada. And one of the sisters, I think, came out as gay, or they supported it or something. I don't know if this is rare. Let me see. I'll keep talking while I look this up. And basically, what had happened is they basically got outed at the family and basically blacklisted. They were completely abandoned, just about. And one of the other sisters, there was Bethany and Sierra. One of the other sister agreed with the other one and just kind of cut contact and then got cut out themselves. And then, this one. Yeah, this one. And basically, the last two left, which were Ian and Anthony? I think so. Which you'd probably know them as Venturian himself and the Immortal Goomba. Okay, so. These are Cicadeer? Yeah, Sika. Okay, no, it's not rare. But anyway, yeah, they basically cut contact with everyone else. No, they kind of realized what was going on, right? Like, they understood what they were doing was wrong, but they still stood with their parents. But then eventually, like, they fully came to and was like, no, this is wrong. We can't do this. So they pretty much just stopped the channel and finished everything. Which I think is very sad. Like, I still think, because I don't know what they think. I don't know what they decided in the end on what to do. I don't know if they decided to, like, cut contact with their family, or if they ended everything, or whatever. I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. But yeah. Also, two other channels that I don't know if people actually know about. Because I was a bit of a... I had my choice of what I thought was cool whenever I was young, which was Minecraft Dinosaurs. And there were two channels, predominantly, that I knew for that. I knew there was others, but those were the two that I liked. And sadly, one of them kind of stopped way early on, like whenever I was still considered young. Like, eventually I just stopped checking the channel because they just stopped uploading. Because they were like Minecraft Dinosaurs, right? But it was called Megnius, or Meganius, something like that. Meganius, something. Anyway, it was like my favorite thing because he was like just playing Minecraft Dinosaurs, but he did like what I like to do. He just kind of like informs as he plays. Like, he's not like actively commentating or like trying to make a story about what he does. Which I do sometimes, but it's like he was just openly informing of everything that he found out. Like, he basically talked about all new discoveries that were found in the fields, and it was just... I think that was amazing. I don't see the ducks. But yeah. He basically just informed on whatever he found out, like the days before he uploaded. And he'd upload by just talking about what he learned. And then there was Poet Plays. He was my Stampy. Stimpy? You all probably know about Stimpy Longhead. YouTuber did the whole Minecraft Let's Play. The Lovely World, I think is what he called it. Poet Plays was what I liked more, because it was like dinosaurs. He built a giant... He basically made Jurassic Park in Minecraft. But different. It was like the child-friendly version of two other YouTubers that did the same thing, but I don't remember who they were. It kind of goes whenever you're like playing a game and your target audience is children, maybe don't use profanities and act gay. Like, don't get me wrong, I know there's nothing wrong with it, but on average, the normal child isn't gonna just go, okay. Like, they're gonna see, like, overly over the top behavior like that. Like, this wasn't just like two gay guys, it was two bros. Like, they were being bros, right? Like, most people probably know how the homies go. If not, sorry you don't have homies. But yeah, they were just like overly homey with each other, which was that's cool for them, yeah. But it probably hurt their audience, which I mean, considering they haven't been around in ages. I mean, to be fair, I don't really search up much of Minecraft anymore. But yeah. Anyway, that'll be the. I forgot about that. Still hate how the border just cuts off this entire chunk right here. Like, they could just connect that. Same thing with this, because there's like a giant lake right there that could be good for red deer. But they cut it off. Meh. Well, anyway, I suppose I must say Auf Wiedersehen as I get stuck. Ah. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Have a great day. And peace.